When you pushed him, Mr. Swallow fell back and touched the electrical cable. He died from the shock, and that, as they say, is that. Simple explanation indeed. At the time of the incident, a light rain had been falling. Went from the rain, the victim was more easily electrocuted. When I pushed him, there weren't any electrical cables nearby. If there had been something like that, even I would have noticed it. That's true. Even a doofus like him couldn't miss that. Still, though, how are you gonna prove that he noticed it? How are you gonna prove that it was not there and that he just didn't do it on purpose? Miss Faye. Let me warn you right now that if your cross-examination doesn't yield any new facts, I intend to deliver my verdict without further delay. Are we clear on that? Yes, Your Honor. Sure thing. Don't give up, Mia. If he is innocent, there must be some kind of evidence somewhere that will prove it. Hopefully. When I pushed the victim. So let's review. He was talking bad about Dolly, lost my temper and gave him a shove. At that moment I heard some kind of loud noise. Okay. A little while after I left I started to get worried. So I went back, but he was just laying there. Dead. Unless we can find something that shows his innocence from that testimony, my dear. I'm afraid the judge will make a final decision with no remorse whatsoever. Yes, sir. Right now I need more info. Info that will help me turn up some contradictions. Which means I've got to press some things. But what? Let's start with everything. That's a great place to start. When in doubt, start with everything. So what kind of things did Mr. Swallow say to you? He said all sorts of terrible things about Dolly. He said that she was a bad girl. Bad girl in what sense? Is that all? Yup. Well, Miss Faye, you heard it yourself. Oh boy, you're not doing yourself any favors here, Mr. Wright. Please don't make this harder for me than it already is. Anyway, after you said that, I just lost my temper and gave him a shove. Can you tell me what happened in a little more detail? That guy, he just said what he wanted to say to me. And then he put on the jacket he was holding and started to leave. Interesting. That's why I lost my temper and flew into a furious frenzy. I gave him a light, gentle shove to the chest. And when you did that, there was no severed cable anywhere to be seen? Right, there was nothing like that at all. But is it possible that you merely overlooked it? Or that you're just lying? Well, I guess it's possible. What are you doing? Don't let that guy steamroll over you like cheap asphalt. Asphalt. Like you're an ass. I believe that's important here is the moment the push occurred. Continue on with the testimony, witness. At that moment, I heard some kind of loud noise. A loud noise? And what would you say that loud noise was, Mr. Wright? I'm not sure, but it was really loud. It was like snap, crackle, pop. You know, come to think of it, I wonder what that was. Clearly, Your Honor, it was the sound of the victim being electrocutioned. You're not qualified to decide that. What should I do? I'm treading on some dangerous ground here. You always gotta ask for more. Mr. Wright, that loud noise you heard may be extremely important. Try to remember what it was. How do I put it? It's like a sharp crack. Ah, could it have been... Hurry up and tell us. When I pushed him, he dropped the umbrella he was holding. He fell right on top of it and it broke. That was probably the noise I heard. An umbrella, huh? And did that umbrella belong to the victim? Yeah, it was a plastic umbrella. Cheap and frail, kinda like the owner. Then again, I wish I had any kind of umbrella. I was totally soaked to the bone. Miss Faye? What do you think? Is there something important in that testimony just now? Well... Yes. This is it, Mia. The new information you've been waiting for. Of course it's important. No, this cheap umbrella is more than important. It's vital! I want to officially have it entered into testimony. Perfectly fitting. Flimsy information for a flimsy lawyer. Oh, we'll see who's flimsy. It's your pompadour! Plot twist! The court agrees to the defense's request. Witness, please add this bit about the cheap umbrella to your testimony. After I shoved him, he fell down on top of his cheap umbrella. Okay, do we have anything for this? Let's see. Oh, he fell on his umbrella, did he? Then why is it that over here the umbrella is clearly seen in the picture, not underneath him? Take that, sir! Why didn't you testify about the umbrella from the very beginning? Come on, if I'd mentioned that, I would have been able to counter the prosecution's arguments earlier. What do you mean by that? Take another look at the crime scene photo. According to Mr. Wright, the victim fell on top of his umbrella. However, if you look closely, the umbrella is nowhere near the victim. Actually, it's by the electrical pole. You're absolutely right. The conclusion here is obvious. After the defendant left, the victim moved from where he fell, in other words, in correcter words, after he was pushed by the defendant, Mr. Swallow was still alive. No! Order, hors d'oeuvres! I need some hors d'oeuvres right now. I'm getting hungry in my tummy. The victim moved? Where did he move? What's his new address? Tell me now! The umbrella in this photo, where is it now? Well, it was collected by the police at the crime scene. One presented as evidence immediately. Add to the court record. But the umbrella could have simply been blown there by the wind. According to the testimony, the victim fell on top of the umbrella. There's simply no way it could have been blown there by the wind. Butts! Larry Butts! I know this matter of the umbrella seems rather trivial. Let's go ahead and check this. Owned by the victim, found broken near an electrical pole at the crime scene. Okie dokie. But, as long as the small stuff remains, I cannot render final judgment. No! However, I still find it hard to believe that a huge hole has been blown in the prosecution's case by the defendant's testimony. Speaks his testimony, add to the court record. Well done, Mia. That rarely happens. Anytime that happens, you gotta know it's important. Then again, anytime any evidence is added to the court record, I guess you gotta know it's important for something, at least. At least one thing. The victim fell on top of his umbrella. There was a loud sound when this happened. Okay. Except for the attorney badge. This isn't... There's a lot of times where this does nothing, and it just sits there. Sometimes it's useful though, so... Hee hee! Mr. Payne, what are you chuckling about? Pardon me, Your Honor, sir. It seems I was expecting too much of a free ride. It was foolish to think I could foolishly establish guilt through a foolish cross-examination alone. I'm a foolish fool, I'm sorry. I'm afraid I don't follow your Franziska speak. Speak regularly, please. Let me guess. You have another witness. Exactly! And this witness's testimony will be incontrovertible. Well, who is this witness? Miss Dahlia Hawthorne, the girlfriend in question. Dahlia Hawthorne? You don't mean Dolly? The Dolly Llama? I do, Your Honor. Not the llama, but the defendant's very own lover is a witness to the whole thing. That's right. She was at the scene of the crime when the murder took place. What? Porqué? It's porqué. Sorry to break the pork news to you, my dear. Porqué news. Stick a pork in me, I'm done. Bad news. You couldn't be more wrong. Actually, I've been waiting for this. You can't be serious. Mia, what do you mean by that? This is a good point for us to stop at. Court will now enter a 20-minute recess. It's not actually 20 minutes, thankfully. Afterwards, we will listen to the testimony of Miss Dahlia Hawthorne. April 11th, 11:52 a.m. District Court, Defendant Lobby Number 3. Miss Faye, I'm sorry about what happened back there. It's alright. At least you told us the truth in the end, Mr. Wright. Yeah, so I guess I can start to relax then, huh? Relax, my boy! You can't be serious after hiding such important facts. But the next witness is my Dolly, right? She'll save me. I just know she will. Why do you think that? Huh? What do you mean? She's the love of my life, that's why. The love of your life, huh? Would you mind telling me more about you and Miss Dahlia Hawthorne? Sure, no problem. Dolly and I, we first met about 8 months ago, right here in this very courthouse. Actually, I'm studying to be a lawyer on the side anyway. Oh, really? Like an ace lawyer? One day, she and I just bumped into each other in the reading room downstairs. That's why I really think it was fate that brought us together. Oh, it was, some kind of fate, that's for sure. As soon as I first set eyes on her, I knew she was the one for me. Oh, here, take a look at this. Gasp! She gave this to me the day we met as a symbol of our love. She'd been wearing it around her neck that day. But then, she took it off. Before she could give it to me, she said, I want you to carry this. She gave it to you as a present, I see. The darling little bottle is filled with memories of my darling little Dolly. Ugh. Certainly is a little bottle, alright. Makes me so happy I show it to everyone I meet. I want to share my happiness with the whole world. Dahlia's present, borrowed from Phoenix Wright. Anyway, let me go ahead and quickly check that then. Small bottle necklace given to Wright on the day that they met. He shows it to everyone. Everyone! So after that, you and Miss Hawthorne started dating? Yeah, but she's so shy. Every time I see her, she always says the same thing to me. Please give it back now. What a strange girl asking for a person back like that. You're supposed to give something back if they ask for it back, right? I mean, am I weird on this? Are you not supposed to give it back? By the way, Mr. Wright, the day you first met Dahlia Hawthorne 8 months ago, it wouldn't happen to have been on August 27th, would it? Dun dun dun! Huh? Yeah, it was! But how did you... This happened on August 27th, right here in this courthouse. What's this, a newspaper clipping? Let's see. Murder in the courthouse? Murder? What are you reading there? Let me see that. The gasp! Oh, I see. Yes, quite. Yeah, I think I understand what you're trying to say. I think I understand why you suddenly took such a keen interest in this case. You believe there's some relationship between these two cases, am I correct? Newspaper clipping adding to the court record. Hope you don't mind, Mr. Grossberg. I need to finish this myself. Ah, yes, but I'm afraid what you have will not be enough, my dear. I'll go and have a look at the downstairs reading room and see what else I can find. Thank you. I want to do whatever I can to be of help to you, Mia. Looks like recess is about to be over. You better all get moving. I guess so. That recess sure seemed longer than 20 minutes, though. No, it was quite a lot shorter, actually. To be continued. Dun dun dun!